Wake up, Wildcats!
Today is Tuesday, September 23rd, also known as National Chicken Pot Pie Day. National Chicken Pot Pie Day cooks up a toasty meal on September 23rd. Warm up the home with a toasty meal of pot pies to celebrate.
Pot pies typically include both a flaky top crust and a bottom crust. Occasionally, recipes omit the bottom crust. Either way, fill them with tender chicken, beef, or pork, and lots of vegetables for a hearty meal. Some other delicious fillings include turkey and seafood. Traditional veggies in pot pie include potatoes, carrots, green beans, and peas. Finally, the gravy and seasonings make the pies irresistible. When they begin heating up in the oven, the family knows when dinner is ready.
I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Lily. Now please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance and Wildcat Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As a Wildcat, I will always do my best to listen, show respect, be safe, kind, and responsible every day.
Time to check in with the weather with EJ.
What's up, Wildcats? It's the best weatherman ever, EJ. Today's high will be 78 degrees with the low of 63 degrees with AM fog and PM clouds. See this sloth right here? That's an example. Now let's kick it back to our news desk.
EJ, looks like it will be another beautiful Michigan day.
We are now sending it over to Jay for our new segment, Jay's Art Corner.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today we will be introducing Jay's Art Corner. Once a week, Jay will show you some art. And this is her amazing art piece of the week. And every week, you can submit an art piece to be shown off. See you next time, Wildcats. Bye.
Wow, that sounds delicious. Here are Trillium's daily announcements.
So listen up.
September's character trait is citizenship.
There is a half day on Friday, 26th. Dismissal will be at 11:50 a.m.
Tattoo your teacher. High school students will be selling tattoos for 50 cents to $1. Students can select a teacher of their choice.
The middle school bonfire will be held on October 3rd from 6 to 7:30. Tickets are $5 and must be turned in by September 29th to Miss Kelly. That's our show for today.
Thanks for watching
And have a terrific Tuesday.
Hello, I'm Chef Henry,
I'm Chef Caden.
and for today's lunch is beef and cheese nachos, carrots, 100% fruit juice, and milk.
Have a great Taco Tuesday. Now let's turn back to the news desk. Bon appetit, my friends.
Thank you, Jay, for that beautiful masterpiece. And to all of our viewers, send your artwork to Miss Brazil for a chance for it to be highlighted on next week's episode. Today's Today in History is brought to you by Destiny.
On September 23rd, 1806, amid much public excitement, American explorers Meriwether Lewis and William Clark returned to St. Louis, Missouri from the first recorded overland journey from the Mississippi River to the Pacific coast and back. The Lewis and Clark expedition had set off more than 2 years before to explore the territory of the Louisiana Purchase. Even before the U.S. government concluded purchase negotiations with France, President Thomas Jefferson commissioned his private secretary Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, an army captain, to lead an expedition into what is now the U.S. Northwest. On May 14th, The Corps of Discovery, featuring some 24 men, left St. Louis for the American interior. The expedition traveled up the Missouri River in 6 canoes and 2 longboats, wintered in Dakota before crossing into Montana, where they first saw the Rocky Mountains. On the other side of the Continental Divide, they were met by Sacagawega's tribe, the Shoshone Indians, who sold them horses for their journey down through the Bitterroot Mountains. After passing through the dangerous rapids of Clearwater and Snake Rivers in canoes, the explorers reached the calm of the Columbia River, which led them to the sea. On November 8th, 1805, the expedition arrived at the Pacific Ocean, the first European explorers to do so by an overland route from the east. After pausing there for the winter, the explorers began their journey back to St. Louis. On September 23rd, 1906, after 2.5 years, the expedition returned to the city, bringing back a wealth of information about the largely unexplored region, as well as valuable U.S. claims to Oregon territory.
Thank you, Destiny. Now it's time to see what Chef Henry and Kaden have cooking for lunch.